What is up, hackers? I'm Lee Burke. This is the Lee Burke Project, and in this video I'm going to be having a look at what I call the Amazon FBA dip. And that's where you invest a lot of money upfront to make money within Amazon FBA in a much longer term time frame. No matter who does this, you need to go through the dip. It's unavoidable, but I'm going to explain exactly what it is and how you can best manage it. And I'm going to take you through the spreadsheet, which you can see on the screen. So let's have a look at this, guys. Now I will include a link to my Amazon FBA Hacker Facebook group below in the description. Click on that. It's a private group, but I will grant you access once you click on that and request access. And then up the top in a post, which I'll pin to the top, will be a link to this spreadsheet that you're having a look at now. So let's have a step through this spreadsheet. So as you can see, this is called the Amazon FBA Hackers Amazon Product Cash Flow Spreadsheet. Right, and I've designed this. Basically, I used it for myself when I was kind of going into my second and third and subsequent products. And you can even use this just for your first product. But what it will allow you to do is have a look at the impact of adding additional products to your suite of products within Amazon FBA and how that will impact your cash flow. So if we start over here, I'm going to start over here on the left. So what I want to do here is have a look at these columns, so B, C, and D, because this is product 1. So let's focus here on column B, C, and D. Product 1, we've got the titles of what each row is here on the left. But let me just explain. So I've kind of broken this up and color-coded it as well, just to make it a bit easier to follow. So what we've got here is really kind of, if we look at these rows 6 to 13, so kind of this section here, this represents either 1 month or 1 cycle. It's probably easier to think of it as a month because it's not really a full cycle. But what a full cycle would be, and let me explain it here. So you've got your initial product order of say 500 units here, right? So this column here, B, is your stock levels as they go throughout each month or throughout each cycle. This column here is your cash flow. So whether or not you're spending money or making money on your products sales. And then this column here is simply your cash flow tally from month to month or cycle to cycle. So basically a full cycle would be once we sell out of our entire 500 units that we initially ordered. But what we also need to account for is reordering before we actually sell out, right? So you can see here, just as an example, what I've done is, so once you've sold 300 units, it says month 1 sales, but that might happen within 2 weeks or 1 week, or it might take a bit longer initially. It might take 6 weeks. But whatever it is, the time doesn't actually matter. Once your 500 stock gets down to 200 because you've sold 300, you would then reorder. So that's essentially what these 4 rows here are. So if I go through this, you start with 500, you sell 300, you've got 200 left after you've sold the 300. At that point, you do reorder another 500, which is there. And then when you get to the start of month 2 down here, your stock level is actually 700. because you've got the 500 when it arrives that you've reordered, and the surplus of 200. Now, obviously, in the time that you order and that it arrives, you probably sold some more of the 200. But just to keep it simple, we'll stick with these round numbers. Okay, so that brings us up to the start of month 2 or cycle 2 for this first product. So if we jump over to our cash flow column, we can see here our initial product order. Now, let's just say this is a $29 product, and we're paying $10 to have this product landed in the Amazon FBA warehouse. So 500 times $10 is $5,000. You can change these. You could update this and just make it a $15 product and half that, or make it even less if you can get it for cheaper. But whatever it is, you could enter that value there and work out the same calculations. But this is kind of pretty spot on. So the way I've apportioned it is, of the $29 product, $10 per unit is to have it landed in the Amazon warehouse. And then down here, I'm saying $10 per unit for all our Amazon fees. So your profit would be about $9 per unit. That's very conservative. You can probably, most likely, end up with more profit than that. Your Amazon fees aren't going to be as high. And then I've also included a row here, which is $300 for the month for marketing. Again, you can change that, make it higher. It will probably be higher in the first month, but that's just taking that into account as well. So what we can see from our cash flow position, so we spend $5,000, and then when we get down to 200 units left, we reorder another 500. So already we've spent $10,000 on units. But for that month, from the 300 units we sell, we have $8,700, and that's revenue. So we take out our FBA fees, plus our restock and everything else, and our month 1 cash flow position is minus 1,300. But our cash flow tally, if we include our FBA fees as well, is minus 4,300, and then with the marketing is minus 4,600. Right, so all the cash flow, all the cash that we've paid out to our Chinese supplier, which is $10,000, our FBA fees $3,000, our marketing fees $300, but we've made $8,700 in revenue. But we have 700 units in stock. So if we just open up the calculator and say 700 times 29 is what we're selling this product for. We actually, even though this month we're minus 4,600, in stock we have $20,300 worth of stock, of product in stock at the end of the month, or at the start of month 2, right? But it's the cash flow that we need to pay attention to, because what happens is people get to the end of the month, they've got their units out of sight, out of mind. They're sitting in the Amazon warehouse. They know they've got 700. In fact, they may not have even ordered, a lot of people, if they haven't planned this properly. But they're hitting the pocket for minus 4,600. But they're not taking into account that they've got $20,300 worth of stock sitting over in the Amazon warehouse. Right, so let's follow this through product 1 for month 2. So we've got 700 at the start of the month. Let's say we have 300 sales again. It'll probably go up month 2 and month 3, etc. But I'm just keeping it at an even 300 sales per month just for the purposes of this demonstration. So our month 2 surplus is 400. And I'm going to reorder another 500, which is going to cost us 5,000 again. But for the month, we look at this. So our income is 8,700. we need to minus 5,000, and we need to minus 3,000 for our fees. So we've actually got a positive cash flow position of $700 for this month. But if we look at our cash flow tally over here, we were minus 4,600. So if we add our 700 to that, we're actually at still minus 3,900. But also we're going to have $300 for marketing here, so we're minus 4,200. So month 3 and 4 is where we start to get a bit interesting, because what happens here at month 3, we've got 900 units at the start of the month because we restocked the month before. We sell 300 and we're left with 600. So in this month, I'm not actually going to order any more stock, right? So our income's still 8,700 and we've got our fees. So our actual cash flow position for month 3 is 5,700. So this figure here is 4,200 plus, sorry, negative 4,200 plus 5,700. So our cash flow position is finally positive, but it's taken us 3 months, right? So if you're not tracking it closely, you're not looking at your marketing spend and taking into account when you should be reordering and making sure you're always in stock, but not letting it get too high just based on demand. It's up until month 3 that we're actually positive. Month 4, follow this on, we do order another 500, so we make 700 that month. Month 5, we don't do a reorder of any stock, so again it's 5,700 this time, because that's added on to our 1,600 here. We're actually getting into 7,300, but that's after 4 months. So we follow that through to month 5 and 6, and then month 6 we're doing reordering again as well, so we're just getting a $700 month here. Now if you add additional products, so product 2 you can see here, 3 and 4 to your suite of products, you're actually compounding both the positive aspects and the negative. So as you can see here, across here, if you add 4 products all on at once, you're going to be negative 4,600 in month 1 per product. So you're actually going to cost you 20,000 to launch 4 products over here, because this is the combined product cash flow over here. If you launch just 2, you're going to need about 10,000, and you're going to need to carry that 10,000 loss, see here, for 2 months until month 3 when you get into positive, and then month 4, 5. It's not till month 5 and 6 that you actually start to get into your positive territory there, and that's, you know, without taking anything out of the business. But interestingly, after 6 months, regardless of how many products you've got, so product, if we look at one product, after 6 months you would have 7,400 would be the profit that you've made. But if we look over here, you'd have 700 units in stock valued at 20,300, and that's per product as well. So if you had 4 products, you'd be 29,600 in profit, and you'd have 2,800 units across the 4 products, worth about 81,200 in stock, right? So, but that's taken 6 months, guys. As I said, these figures are quite conservative in that I've made the FBA fees a lot higher, but the marketing budget is probably a bit lower. So this would be quite realistic. It's not necessarily going to take 6 months. This could be compressed if you get on some really competitive and popular products, or this could be a year, depending on how quickly you move through each one of these orders, or order of 500 units, if that makes sense. So I will leave the link to the Amazon FBA hacker group down below in the description. In there, have a look at the pinned post, and I will put the URL to this spreadsheet in there, so you can go and have a look and plug in your own figures. But this spreadsheet will definitely help you kind of forecast how you're going to launch 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple products, and you can expand this out if you're looking to launch 10 or 15 or 20 products. It's just good to know how much it's going to cost you up front. So actually what I would recommend doing is launching one product every month. So essentially this product 2, this section here where it's minus 4,600, would move down to here, or maybe even start that in month 3 down here, and then do the next one 2 months later or something like that. So just stagger it. If you launch them all at once, you're going to want to have this upfront capital, guys, to support those launches. Otherwise, those products might simply die in the water if you don't have the funds there for the marketing and to sustain it and do the reordering to keep it going. Anyway, please subscribe to this video below. Click the little alarm bell. That helps me because you will get alerts whenever I upload a new video. As always, please ask any questions down below. I will answer all questions as they come in. I love hearing from you guys. In my next video, I am going to go through what I'm calling my Amazon FBA Hacker Manifesto, which basically steps you through the 5 steps of researching and launching and marketing a product. I'm working on that now. It's a whole heap of really awesome content that I'm creating for anybody who joins the Amazon FBA Hacker Facebook group. So looking forward to seeing you guys in there. Thanks for watching this video, and see you guys on the flip side.